live from Long Island, New York. Hi, how you doing? It's the Love, Death, and Taxes. Hello, Agnes. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Yeah.
Happy
Oh,
New Year. For this first
happy
time
New
I'm
Year.
seeing you in this year. My
Yes,
goodness.
yes, we've been texting and whatever not because it's been a little crazy out here. But the other, we're okay, right? And I'm happy to say for we are well. We have homes. We are not getting shot by crazy Luigi's. We're not. There's no. We're
Ah,
we're okay. Our world is not crumbling and or burning. So thankful and grateful for that. I hope everybody else out there is getting a lot more help from whoever they can get help from. It's rough. Have you seen that stuff going on in Los
I
Angeles?
know. My heart and prayers goes out to those families. Is just unbelievable. It's a really apocalyptic situation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
You know,
unbelievable.
and I wish that was a word that would be overdone or whatever. But I've been to those areas. I've been to Beverly Hills. I've been to the Palisades, Hollywood Hills. I've been to those places, and some of the images that I'm seeing, I'm like, whoa. And here's the thing: California has wildfires like all the time, right? But not in Los Angeles County, where the space where 10,000 people live is now where 100,000 people live, right? Because if you go to certain parts of California, it's wide open, it's like a suburb and what. But some of these places, these are cities. I see buildings stacked, people 3, 4, 5 building, high, and people are, they have to run out of there. It's so bad. I saw movie stars too. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
It's not discriminating. It's going after
Oh, no,
everybody.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what your name is. Doesn't matter how much money you have. The fire takes it all. It doesn't
Yeah,
discriminate. It does takes it all. So
that's
it's
yeah.
really
That's
bad. Yes.
yeah, that's the thing. You would think, you could say, okay, maybe it's in this place or it's in that place, and it's not getting to everybody. But no, it's going everywhere. There's that. What else happened while we were away? Jimmy Carter passed away. Um, President Jimmy
100 years
Carter.
old. 100
Uh,
years old. God bless his soul.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you say to yourself, but he used up all his time. He used up all his time, and he used it well. Um, I remember. I don't know where you were. You were probably and still, you know, overseas. But my mother brought me here when she was going to school in the United States, and I used to live in Wisconsin. And when I lived there, they would give kids in October, they would give kids the vote. They would have kids vote, and then they would vote for the upcoming president so they could kind of see what was happening. I guess maybe Wisconsin was a swing state even back then. I have no
Mhm.
idea. But I voted for Carter. It was between Carter and Reagan. And I voted for Carter, and my brother voted for Reagan. And I remember being so upset when he lost. He was the incumbent at the time. When he lost, because I was like, this is such a good guy. When you see him, he's such a great person. You could tell that he's a great person. But being a great person doesn't always win you.
No, but what the beauty about him is that he accomplished even more outside the office than while he was a president.
Very much
Because his
so.
presidency was overshadowed by one thing. I don't want to talk about it right now because, like, really, I
If
don't.
you even say that word, there was a lot
There was something going on during this presidency that not everyone was very happy. And
well,
I understand both sides in this conflict, but when it comes to his legacy, and no, I don't think there is a person that you cannot say that something overshadow a goodness or the
yeah,
legacy of that person. So he was not exempt from that situation. But what I'm trying to
no,
say, that after he left the office, he accomplished so much. He was
so
awarded a Nobel Prize. He dedicated so many hours with his lovely wife to her, Habitat for Humanity. I mean, like, he really was a wonderful person.
yeah,
He dedicated his life to help others.
yep,
So
absolutely.
it's
Can't complain. Can't actually
no,
complain.
no.
I, I I know there are people who I see. They're like, oh, it's so sad to see him go and blah blah. Blah. I'm like, no, no. He used it all up, man. He used everything, every bit of influence he had. He used it, and that's. I wish people would line up at the end. I've only seen one young person who's like that, and the same thing kind of happened. Like, you're using up your life to the fullest. That's exactly how you should be. That's how you'll be. Like when we all show up at your yeah, and I'm not saying it's happening now. I'm just saying we'll all show up at your memorial, and we'll be just thinking like, she did the most. She's getting a lot.
I
You got
really hope so. That's the goal. That's the goal. I
yeah.
do want my life to have a meaning.
You
I
gotta
do
ring.
want my life to have a meaning. Yes, and it that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm
Yeah.
really working on. Since I turned 50, that's what's on my mind, that I want to leave a mark. Not just on my, the place where we bought our apartment with my husband. So I'm calling it apartment, where we're going to be laid to rest. We bought a place, and they still don't allow to have a picture on it, so it's going to be just the name, the year of my birth, and the name, then the year of when I'm gone. Not exact dates, just the year and the name. I would like to have my picture on it. Maybe they would change the laws to that time, hopefully, because some people do petition for that. So let's see. Otherwise, then maybe I'll just go with different place. But anyhow, I I I want a little bit more than just that mark on earth after I'm gone. Um,
Um, can I tell you something? That these people may not know this kind of thing because they just don't like they don't think in this way. But as a technological guy, as a guy who's into tech, you could get a little chip embedded in the tombstone. And when people swipe it with their phone, this is now I'm giving you ideas,
no,
right?
no, no, no.
Terrible ideas.
They said that.
Oh,
Yes,
they told you about it.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay, yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I did not know that existed. I've just off the top of my head, I'm like, it's called OCR, and you would just scan it, and then it would come up with your face, your name, your information. You could run a video if you want, because it's not like YouTube is ever going to go away. It's going to be there. Everything you put on there stays
It's gonna
forever
be
and ever.
YouTube point 25 or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now going to youtube.com/ at love death taxes, and they'll be coming to see your videos forever and ever and ever. Just like this one here. Hi kids, it's dad.
Uh, I want to be a little bit more than just this. In my eyes, my life has a little bit more. I feel I have more to give.
Yeah.
Not only by sharing my views, not only by sharing my advices, when it comes to relationships, or God knows, life experience gave me a lot of lessons.
Mhm.
And from what I study, what I experience, and it's not only um, what I can do, helping people with tax problems, I really would like my life to have a little bit deeper meaning, and that something that I will leave, um, hopefully in a different forms, to share my experience to help others. Um, by the way, I wanted to
so
share
that
with you,
everybody
like,
can.
yeah, my book is coming to the completion stage. Richard is working. Yes,
Here
it
we
took
go. Here
much
we
longer
go.
than I expected, but then I couldn't do it on my own, as I shared with you. That's why you helped me, and our good friend help me to find Richard Squire, who is actually, I got the message from him yesterday. He's at the finishing phase, and we're meeting next week to, you know, start. Of course, it's going to still take time because, the additions and
Good.
everything else is going to take some time. But I am very excited about, yes, starting that new project, because after the completion of the book, it's going to be a new project
Yeah.
of translation and and getting in touch, which I already compiled the list of agents that I will contact. That's what I was working on this week.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
exciting. It's
You're
very
proactive. At
exciting.
least that's good. Oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure I'm
Good.
gonna get
Good. Good. Good.
you know 50 rejections before I find someone interested. But that's the plan. That's the project for this year.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is something that you should definitely. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Like we want to come up with something that you should definitely be doing this year. I mean, sometimes you set goals, but then you don't like set the steps that should happen between. I always tell people begin with the end in mind, right? So start with how you want it to look and how you want to feel at the end of the year. And I'm not telling you to do um, uh, uh, go out here and set. I want you to set goals. I do want you to go forward and decide, hey, I want to see what it looks like. I'm not going to tell you that you should have, because today is the day. Today's the second Friday in January, and today is stop doing your resolutions day. That's
Is
generally what happens right now.
Wow,
Yeah, that's literally today's the
I
day.
did not
Yeah,
know that.
but I'm I'm telling you, you should think of how you want it to end. And this is how I've accomplished any and every goal. Think of how you want it to end, what it looks like, how you're going to feel, even when it is done. Um, how much money you should be receiving, or how you want other people to look at it and figure it out. Remember that show we did about writing your eulogy? How about that? Write your eulogy about all the things that you accomplished, and then work backwards from that. Like, how do you swim 100 miles before you've swum 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles? Figure out how you're going to do each of those steps, and then do it. Set the thing and forget it. Do not sit and think, oh, this is something that I have. Just make it a part of your life. Like, start small. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I always forget it. And get yourself some help. I've got a journal that I write in. I'll put it in the comments
Mhm.
later. But there's this one guy who does a great journal. I always write in that. When I'm really going after a particular goal, I write in it every morning. I can do once a week, but honestly, it's really good to write in it every morning. And those particular journals come in 3-month increments. So you're actually supposed to be finishing them up but it's kind of sort of empty and open. So you can write in the date. You don't have to do it every single day, and then it's no longer of use to you and you have to throw it away because that date has passed. It's
Yeah.
one of those where you can write in the date. So you fall off, you can write in the date and do it for this week and do it next week and do it. And say you decide I can't write today, I don't have the time to do it. And it like starts you in the morning. What should you do in the day? And then reviewing what you did throughout the day to make sure it's done. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay.
I don't particularly like to
Hmm.
tell everybody, but I feel as though we always talk about resolutions and nothing happens at the end of the year, but it really shouldn't be about that. It should be about the process. Go ahead.
See, that's the whole thing. That sometimes, like, and I'm guilty of that myself. We underestimate what it
Hmm.
takes to come to see the completion of the goal. Okay,
Yes.
I talked about writing a book. I was doing that for years and years, and I did not realize how much emotional toll that takes on me.
Yes.
And finally, and that put me back. Then, one step forward, three steps backwards, and it's pushing you
Right.
back because you have to recover. You have the people take di- different things different way. But finally, I realized I need help, and there's nothing wrong with asking other people to help you, as
Right.
long it's really you are serious about really achieving that goal. So I
Right.
ask for help. It takes work, it takes time, it takes effort, but you're going forward. You're going
Yeah.
somewhere. If you're really serious about it, go forward. Like,
Right.
I feel like I'm done with achieving those little things. So all my energy is on the big things. Right now,
Right.
I'm going for it. There's no stopping, no matter how long it will take. Be serious about it. Set up the goal. And yes, you're talking about completion of it. Let me tell you something. I had a premonition when I was 9 years old that it's going to
Okay.
happen. I
Okay.
saw myself, and believe it or not, my husband with me holding my hand. I'm not gonna later. I'll tell you exactly the details, but like it's really. I know it will happen. I know it will take time. I know it's going to take energy, but the fruit of the hard labor tastes so much sweeter than just having something given on the silver platter under your nose. So if
Yeah.
you're really, really serious about something, go for it. It's
Yeah.
worth it. And if it's not gonna happen, if you're gonna fail, then at least you tried. Instead, just abandon your project and not to try. But something's gonna come out from whatever you want, from whatever you're planning. It has to.
I, I I have to tell you that failing is part of the process. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I failed," and whatever. You never really failed if you keep trying. And I'm not saying do something crazy and hurt yourself or whatever, but pay attention and keep doing it over and over. I'm not saying that you should, if you see something that is just not work, change the way you're getting at it, but don't change the goal. Change your methodology towards getting to it at it. If you're not failing, just teaches you another way that you can't get it done. You now have to decide one of the other ways that it can be done.
Yeah.
This, I mean, I wish I just saw this movie. It's an old movie. It's called The Core. It's an older movie, right? But I watch science fiction here while I'm doing my my SEO or and so it's on the screen and it's an older movie. But the guy says to this woman, "You've never failed at anything, and because of that, you're going to have difficulty leading because when you come upon the hard thing, then you think, oh my gosh, it can't happen. If you failed a few times, young people, I'm looking at you. Older people, I'm looking at you. If you failed a few times, but you can still figure out how to move forward, how to figure out another way to do it, as long as you're not completely wiped out, I promise you, keep on going, keep on it. Persistence will be rewarded. You have to keep on trying if you really, really, really want that thing. And sometimes you decide, maybe that thing is not for me. Maybe I do want this other thing or whatever. And that's fine too. But you want to strive to get to the thing that you want to get to. I don't want you to give up. There are all these people who, I keep seeing these social media posts. It's like Colonel Sanders didn't have KFC until he was 50, or
Yep.
stuff like that. Like those exist. It's true. But yeah, there are some things that you want to leave around. Like you don't want to be 60 and fighting a 25-year-old at boxing, Mike Tyson. Stop it.
Well, I was thinking about, just leaving that finance and accounting things and trying modeling, so
listen, listen, don't even. Don't even, because there are mature models. I don't see why not. In fact, you go on say something like,
who do you call mature here?
you, you go on Amazon and not everything there it needs a young model. Sometimes they need a beautiful older model or
Yeah, sure. Now, the
or mature.
point, you know
It
what?
is
It's
what it
funny.
is. But yeah,
My sister and I, we were speaking today, and we were talking about um, making choices in life, and why she mentioned, like, we living just such a quiet life, her and her husband, that she was surprised with what's going on, like, in others people's lives and all that. But I just reminded her today that there was a conscious choice that people make to organize their life and live their life the way they do. They, just because of the drama that she had, that she experienced in life before when she was younger, she organized and arranged her life by that, making that conscious choice that their life will be nice and easy and quiet. That's what I share with her. The same idea of having nice and quiet life, and those lazy hours in between, that they bring us joy and relaxation. We made that by choice to put all the drama and toxicity, leave it outside, to not to let into our lives. And
yeah,
see, that's the whole thing. You have a goal, and that was one of the goals in my life, to have life drama free. And you shut the door on the drama. You shut the door on people sometimes, that they will try to discourage you from achieving your goal, who will try to destroy you or try
dream
to
stealers.
destroy you. Yes. And we pay for it by sometimes making difficult choices, but what is more important? So that's why you have to, each of us have to make that conscious choice. And that's a very tough decision. Are you going to give control over your life and your future to somebody, what people will say, or what that person say, or what they do? Or you are ready and serious about your future goals and your future, and do whatever is necessary to get there?
Right.
So it's it's
Ex-
not it's not like, okay, this year I'm going to lose 20 pounds, and then a week later, I'm not gonna get up and I'm not gonna go to the gym and things. It's not about that. It's
That
about
one is
getting
that
there.
one is so much easier now, by the way. All you gotta do is go ask them for, what is it, Wegovy, or what's the other one? Ozempic. All you gotta do is go ask for it. And then, but I
Ask
understand
for it. Who's gonna give it to you if you just ask for it? You have to have, this is the
you gotta go to
prescription drug.
yeah, you gotta I'm not I'm not ladies and gentlemen, I'm not telling you to just go out to the street and just
Get the Wegovy and Ozempic.
ask for medication from your you just walk down the street like, hey, what's up? What you got? And the guy's like, psst, psst, over here, we got Wegovy.
But don't you have to have a condition to be able to get that? This is not something
No,
like going to getting
no,
Tylenol.
No, you don't. You just have to be relatively overweight. You can go. In fact, some of them they won't give it to you if you have like different kinds of diabetes or whatever. Not you literally can go on it. Talk to if you are interested. You can talk to your doctor. But there are people here in town who I've spoken to who were just a little plump, and they were like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Whoa, what happened? Why you? I just saw you the other day. You're like, you went through the holidays and you still look like that." So, I got the Wegovy. I was like, okay, skinny like a rail. All of it just fell off. You do not have to be sick, but I'm just saying that's the new thing, right?
There is a little thing. There is a little damn time I'm going to put into your idea of losing weight, because people don't realize what is happening. Okay, when you are 20 years old or you're 30 years, no, when you are 20 years old, you
Okay.
can put weight on next week, lose the weight, and move on. Okay, do whatever you want. When you turn 30 years old, you start getting stretch marks after you lose weight, but nothing hangs yet. Okay, but you
Little
have
fur.
stretch marks. When you are 40 and up, guess what happens when you start losing weight?
Everything.
Things will start hanging.
Yeah.
Okay, and
You
then
got to firm up.
yeah, well, it's not as easy when you like above 40. Okay,
Right.
that skin
Right.
elasticity, it's not longer there. Okay, so then we're talking about tracking things, paying
Yes.
for that, and it's
Yes. Yes.
you can lose 10 pounds without much damage, and the
Right.
first thing goes, it's your face, and from nice plump face you go, okay, and then everything start hanging here and other places. So think about what you're doing. 10 pounds you can lose. If you're losing more than 20 pounds, make that special piggy bank for tucking surgeries, because you're going to have to start doing that. Okay, people don't think about those things, and then once everything start hanging, you look older, and you look older.
Yes. I'm just going to add a disclaimer here for everybody listening on YouTube or wherever else. We are not we are not doctors. I'm not a doctor. I might I might play one on YouTube, but I'm not actually a doctor, and neither is Agnes. And so this
Excuse
information
me,
should not.
excuse me. I was in nursing school.
I was
I
nursing. I
didn't
mean,
finish it, but I was in a nursing school.
doc, do not take health advice from us. However, let me tell you this. I think because this thing doesn't just go for your physical body and make it those drugs, which by the way, there's a whole conversation about them being way too expensive simply because they want to charge us a whole bunch of money for them, right? $1,000 a pill or whatever it is.
No,
Or
1,500 a month.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
That's what I
Um,
heard. Yes.
but they're actually going after them and saying, no, that's not what it should cost, because when you sell it to people in England, you're selling it for a tenth of that, like 150 pounds versus 1,500 US dollars, which is crazy. So what I've heard this, all right? I'm not a medical professional, is that it turns off a part in your brain that gets happy from eating food, right? That thing in your brain that gets so um, happy about eating food and whatever, it turns it off. It reduces it, so you're not as hungry as you normally would be. That's how it works. Some sort of endorphin or whatever it is, some sort of thing. It's turning that off. But my understanding is it also turns off other cravings. For example, gambling. For example, sex. For example, things that you would want to desire and go forward with your goals that may not be the best thing for you to use. It's really strong. So you might have to adjust the dosage, talk to your doctor, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving you medical advice.
So
But
you just throwing that out there. Lose weight,
it's
get
become
depressed, stop, craving things that make you happy, and no, no, thank you very much. I'd rather be plump than go on with the happiness in my
yeah.
life.
I
Nope.
will go and run and walk. I started walking again, even in this cold weather. It's been cold all week here in New York, guys. Even in this cold weather, I'm getting the walks in because that was the thing that kept me nice and
Congratulations.
trim.
I'm sitting in my pajamas at home. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you have to go out. Like you go out to or some of the stuff that you do for work. I'm kind of sitting here, right here in this space, ladies and gentlemen. I'm I'm trapped here, so I don't really go very far. So I have to actually force myself to get up and go for a walk every day for like an hour. There's a library down here. I go sit in there sometimes and do my work there, just so you're not at home and stay in my pajamas all day. I don't want to do that. And then I come back. So I'm enjoying that right now. But yeah, that's going on. Um, that was the opposite. Like in California, God, God bless them. I'm so sorry. They're burning up over there, literally burning up over there. And then in Texas, uh, they're having snow over here. We're getting the cold. We're not getting as much snow. We got a couple of inches the other day. Even before Christmas, I think we got maybe an inch or something, so
Yeah.
like a little, yeah, but nothing crazy. So I see that is happening around the country as well. The world seems to be in all kinds of turmoil. South North Koreans are in Ukraine. I don't know. Have you heard anything from people over in Poland about what is happening with the Ukraine situation? Because that
No,
seems to be in flux. No, they're not talking about
no,
it.
I didn't know.
Okay. So that is happening over there. Apparently, um, the North Koreans refuse to get
The troops are
captured.
there. Yeah, the troops are
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but they apparently refuse to get captured because, like, if they get captured, they think that they'll be bringing dishonor to their family. So, what do instead? They self delete themselves. I am saying self delete people because I know that YouTube does not like the other word that I would say.
Yeah.
Um, they remove
Wow.
themselves. Yeah, because they're like, if we get caught and captured, and then they say that we got captured, that it will hurt our families, and so that is a weird thing that's happening over there. Our our new our new
Don't start
American
me on that.
king,
Don't
our
start.
new American,
I heard about that today, but I'm not going to even go there.
our new American king wants to annex Canada
Canada.
and Greenland.
Yeah.
And even Mexico. Oh, and refer to the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America.
North America. Yeah.
Is that?
I didn't know that you
And
can go and
I
buying
guess
countries now.
there are people who are taking this sort of stuff serious. I think I can't take it seriously. I feel as though this is nonsense. It's just maybe a distraction.
For
There are
you.
people for yeah, exactly. Spending too much time looking at that while something else is happening over here. It's a shell game going on, right? That's what it is. It's very disturbing.
Yeah. Mhm. Not today. No, not today.
You go,
Not today. It's
you don't want
it-
to. I'm not scared anymore. I'm tired of scared.
no, no.
And I
I'm
don't
just
even think
looking
you're
at
scared. I've seen there
I'm simply looking at the time.
there
We're not gonna have enough time if I'm gonna
are
start talking. That's all.
In the last 4 to 5 years, maybe 6 years, there. I said that too. You're like, you're like, Ryan, I don't want to talk about this. Wrap it up, Ryan. I don't want to talk about this. Wrap it up. It's 35 minutes. But yeah, I just feel as though this, like, there's a whole new set of rules coming in, and we're all having to, a lot of people looking the center, or definitely shifting to the right, because it seems as though they're scared of repercussions, right? They seem to be worried about issues. And I'm just like, I thought we could say what we want to say in the United States of America, but maybe that's no longer the case. Oh, wow. You're right. We've been going on for a little while. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like, if you want to send us some sort of information about what it is that we're doing. Hey, by the way, we have a few people who have written in and said they'd like to be on the show. We're going to be talking to them soon. That's one of the things that we're going to be doing this year. We're going to have a lot more guests this year. We're going to go guest specific. I mean, we can talk for, you and I can talk for however long, but I think should be a lot more guests on. I just re-upped my membership at one of the local chambers here in the town of Babylon. By the way, ladies and gents, I am back in the town of Babylon. I was in a neighboring community for quite some time, but I'm back here in Lindenhurst specifically. But we just joined one of the chambers there. We're going to be bringing on some of those people. Some other people have written to us and asked to be on the show. We'll be talking, things that are topical, but honestly, everything is topical. We talk about love, relationships. We talk about death and the passing of things, not necessarily death as in, you're dead and moving on. It's more about the fact that sometimes things pass away that who are no longer alive. And then taxes, we're talking about money. Oh my gosh. Babylon taxes went up like ridiculous. So I'm sure there are plenty of people who want to talk about that this year. And if you have any other ideas, please send them to mailbag@lovedeathandtaxes.com. We are here. We are hoping to have a wonderful year. In fact, not hoping. We're going to make this a great, great year. Right, Agnes? This is not going to be a joke, like a play. We're going to make this an amazing. Yeah. What? Anything specific that you're looking, besides the book, and besides becoming a Renaissance woman, which we are working on as well from my side? Is there anything else that you really want to get done this year?
Ryan, I am not working to be a Renaissance woman. I am a Renaissance woman. Okay. We're going to reinforce it and confirm it. And that's what this will be about this year. We're working maybe to reinvent in some way, but definitely I am here and yes. So I'm looking for a little bit more exposure, but it definitely will be coming. It's going to be a beautiful year, and just waiting for the fruit of my labor to come, to start tasting them.
Listen, I believe you keep on putting in the work, you stay consistent, and the truth is it will come. We've been doing this now, in August it'll be 3 years, coming this August. But I feel like there is such a body of work that we have put out that at any point in time, almost any topic can be pulled up. And we'll be talking about it at this point. Your kids and your grandkids will be able to look at us and say, oh, That's who she was, or vice versa. Mine could to be able to look and say that's who he was because it's right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect way for you to get your business in the Google's crosshairs because Google owns YouTube. So when you come on, we talk about things, we set it up properly. We put the location on it. We put your company's name in it. We do the SEO work for it. It pushes that to the front page. I cannot tell you how many people have come on this show and in less than a week, when they search for their name or they search for their business, it is on the first page of their search ranking because that's just what happens with Google. Okay. But then on top of that, if you don't want to come on, it's all right. It's okay. Well, we got a lot of people coming. It's going to be a very interesting and packed year. So please like and subscribe. Welcome to Love, Death, and Taxes 2025. And I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Agnes, you want the last word?
Yes, please remember that if you planning a nice vacation and if you own over $50,000 or more to IRS, remember you're not going to be able to go for any vacation because IRS can seize your passport. Also, if you don't pay your New York State taxes, you might have your driver license revoked. So just throwing that out there, plan accordingly. If you have problems, call us. I'll do everything to help you. And otherwise, let's start this beautiful year.
That's right. That's right. And that's where you're going. That's where you're going for that. NTaxResolutions.com. She just told you exactly what she does. That's where to get a hold of it. And there are no judgments. So just come on in, figure it out. It's tax time, baby. And I know you're looking for that refund. A lot of guys going out and finding some cute girls, doing all kinds of Superman wonderful things for them right now. But it is what it is. Enjoy. You're like, okay. I've seen it. I've seen it. Hey, baby, how you doing? It's
I got
February
my refunds. You want to go out?
14th. That's the true reason why Valentine's Day is February 14th.
Oh gosh.
Got
Oh.
nice check. We'll see. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, until next week, see you later for Love, Death, and Taxes. Signing off. Bye bye. Have
Bye
a
bye.
great weekend.